right. Maybe tomorrow will be the day, Justin Robert Young. Maybe tomorrow. Except for Nepfit definitely just said the connection has been lost. So I don't know which internet went out. I know that the Opal stopped working and that Spectrum is currently telling me that nothing can be reached and there is no internet. I don't know if you guys are responding right now because apparently the Spectrum internet that has the chat room in it is not responding as well. However, the stream is, strangely enough, showing that there are 0 dropped frames if we are 1 minute and 20 seconds into recording. So I literally don't know if somebody just rebooted a router or what. Oh, here we go. Apparently we're reconnected. And suddenly we have a little bit of Spectrum back in our lives. So we should be thankful for that ray of sunshine. Hey, Justin, how are you?
What's up, fam? How you doing?
Fine. Good. Better now that you're here. How about that?
Hey.
Getting better by the minute.
Well, yeah, I like to think.
Yeah.
Trying to move along on this crazy rock, and we do our best.
Corey.
Oh no.
What's up? Corey just walked in, so I'll let him know that that Opal's a no-go, and so if you can check the router or whatever. But so wild.
All right, are we back?
We never left, as far as I know. I've heard you the whole time, and the
Oh, okay, yeah, it went to poor connection, reconnecting mode for me.
yeah. That's on the Spectrum side, which normally, if the Opal was working, we would be A-okay on and could keep on rocking.
Like talking.
Yep. That's so I just got it on my end. It said the connection lost, trying to reestablish. Like something is really beefed up on the Spectrum side, and unfortunately, we're only using the Spectrum side because there's nopes to the opes. I'll be really curious whether or not anyone's seeing this, because I don't know if I'm talking to Justin. I don't know if anyone's. This is a bit of a tree falling in the woods with nobody to hear it. So, I guess I'll just talk about my day, and if and when anybody's able to join me, then that'd be
All right.
great.
I can hear you now. I can't see you, but I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. It'd be interesting
All right,
is
good.
you could tell me whether or not we even have a stream up, because according to OBS, we've never stopped and have not dropped a frame.
No. Yeah, we are. I'm watching our safety here, and it's my connection is poop, but you're crystal clear. You're rocking and rolling. So I don't know what's going on. Bunch of horse apples. But we can keep motoring.
Yeah, man. What a limp biscuit that it is that you can connect on the Opal.
I got some starch for your sleeve, Brian.
All right, what you
How
got?
about this one? They're finally gonna do it, the madmen.
They're gonna get married? Those crazy kids?
Well, by married you mean releasing the Snyder Cut.
Oh. I heard some chatter about it even being released as like a TV series or something, or
Yeah, so here's what the announcement was, and I suspect that, like most Hollywood announcements, the announcement that this is happening is more the announcement that this has happened, and they are just going to wait for the optimum time to release it. But Warner Brothers is now going to spend another 20 to 30 Justice League.
Okay. I'm going to assume that what got cut out there was that they're going to spend another $20 to $30 million to finish up or fix to Justice League to okay, go on.
Yeah, so basically Snyder directed the movie
Yeah.
and apparently had finished principal photography. In that time, two things happened. Number one, Batman versus Superman was made a lot less money than a movie with both Batman and Superman fighting each other should make. Marvel continued to roll
However,
on as
much
if
more than
they were
anyone
printing money.
ever expected from a movie where the principal point was that they both have mom named Martha. So if we're going to look at the bright side on that.
Sure, yeah. Walking out of the theater, you're like, this blows. And then it made a bunch of money. And you're like, well, for a movie that blows, like it sure punched above its weight. For a movie with Batman and Superman in it, probably could have done better. Marvel continues to make a lot of money, and then Wonder Woman comes out and is really well received.
Yeah.
And so now Warner Brothers and DC are like, fuck, we fucked up going super dark. As it turns out, and I don't know if you could ever say losing a child is fortuitous, but in the dark world of Hollywood, Zack Snyder has a personal family emergency, and that is a reason why I won't say excuse, but like that is a reason why he needs to now leave the project, and they bring in Joss Whedon. But it becomes very clear as the movie comes out that this is not the movie that Zack Snyder wanted to make, and now there is this obvious outpouring for the Snyder Cut, a darker, longer version of the movie that apparently paid off a lot of the things that were set up in Batman versus Superman and were taken out of the Joss Whedon version.
I'll tell you what, I'm actually kind of stoked because I did not see Justice League. I just know that by reputation it was not beloved. And so now I have the opportunity to have my first experience of it, be the quote unquote real one that everyone was supposed to be excited about.
Yeah. What's crazy is that who knew that Zack Snyder had this kind of loyalty amongst the studio? Like for a guy that seems to have, by all available metrics, gotten to the high point of that industry and then kind of fumbled the bag. He apparently has enough loyalists within Warner Brothers that they're like, yeah, let's capitalize on the fact that he's kind of pouted around for the last few years talking about how much better of a movie he would have made if he was able to remain in control of it.
How much do you think in free publicity, like in terms of publicity, let's just take it for granted that all publicity is good publicity. Let's just try to put a dollar amount for the amount of buzz and talk that was generated organically by him pouting around and creating this pregnant moment and this not that he himself created it, but in other words, like justifying this $20 to $30 million, like, well, we already have this many dollars of free publicity. What's that number, do you think?
In terms of how much he would have generated, I don't know. I mean, you would probably hire a firm to try and stir up this amount of online drama for 2 million, 3 million at the high end to be like, all right, well, I mean, I guess the thing that you can't really buy, or I guess you could, but would be hard to buy, is to buy the actors who starred in the movie all tweeting about releasing the Snyder Cut. Like that ultimately was the big thing. But what's fascinating about this situation is that when he was initially bitching about it, there was no place for this to go. Like they're not going to re-release the movie, the Justice League that had already kind of underdelivered again, so they can spend double the amount of publicity to have it hit theaters. And then
I guess that's my point is the amount of talking about it normally costs $50 million of marketing money to cause that many people to talk about a movie at that level. So here is a movie that came and went, and long afterward, you have people talking about a unreleased imaginary movie at the level that you would normally have to spend $50 million in marketing to cause people to talk about at that level. So I guess I in that regard, I would have placed that number a lot higher than 2 or 3 million.
Maybe. I mean, full marketing budgets are around 100. So I don't know if I would go 50, but reasonable minds can disagree on industries that we're not experts in.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is that, again, he was bitching about this at a time where it certainly wasn't going to go back into theaters, but then HBO Max rolls out and they've got to be looking at all their different properties and saying like, all right, what do we got to launch? We need our Mandalorian. We need our House of Cards. We need like the streaming exclusive thing that we know our audience or our prospective audience would absolutely want to do. And at that point, when they open that cupboard of all the loose odds and ends of intellectual properties and all that, they see the Snyder Cut and they're like, well, if there's one thing that's for real, every actor in this is still gigantic.
Right.
Like if we were able to get Jason Momoa, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, and Ben Affleck together for a television show right now, it'd be like, oh my God, what a A-list star-studded cast. So let's spend about a third of what we would spend on a television show and just take this footage, put new CGI on it, and release it. But I guess that's the rumor is now they're going to cut it up into 4-hour-long episodes. So it'll be kind of more of a mini series than it will be a movie.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Hey, everyone's shouting the word stake bet over here, and I don't know which stake bet is finally paid off. But
so this was a Snyder Cut. If this is the stake bet I'm thinking of, Bryce and I made a stake bet about the Snyder Cut.
Let's take a look at it. Here we go.
There's no Snyder Cut on HBO Max or whatever it is. I'll send you
stake.
We're not 21. If do it.
I will bet stake on that.
Oh wait, man! Disney publicly admitting they did anything less than perfect. For example, if they were to not treat me and my family very well in a few days.
Oh yes, you're right. Yeah. So you're right.
First. Bryce, you're fucking on.
Do it.
I will bet stake on that.
2020, January 1, 2021. If there's no Snyder Cut on HBO Max or whatever it is, I'll send you
stake.
We're not even gonna have to wait that long. Don't worry. I'm gonna have that by late summer. Number 2, I forgot what we were talking about. Wow. All right.
Sorry.
All
So
right.
it cut off the actual bet. I still have no idea what the proposal is on which side.
No. It's in there. It's in there. And this was what Bryce and I were going back and forth on today on Twitter. I was saying I win. The Snyder Cut is real and the Snyder Cut will be released. But Bryce was saying that technically they're saying 2021 on this. And so that means that based on his bet, he said by January 1st, 2021, there will not be a Snyder Cut. Technically, that Weasley son of a bitch is correct, that there will likely not be a Snyder Cut on January 1st, 2020 on HBO Max.
Okay, got it. So he said, okay, but man, there's a lot of provisions that made that go because there is a Snyder Cut. It's just not available and on HBO Max by that time.
I think, yeah. Well, I'll have to re-listen to it again because I've heard that clip over this internet, and so it was kind of being chopped up a little bit. But we will see. We will see. I will have my lawyers review that. Although I was cyberbullying Bryce because he was saying that he wanted to understand it better. But I think we've actually come to a plea bargain that
both of you are going to have a hamburger.
Yeah, that he'll just buy me drinks.
Acceptable.
Because I fucking think that, like, come on, like there was no guarantee that there was going to be a Snyder Cut. Like it still was this like fantasy thing. I feel like I should get something for the fact that there was an announcement before the end of the year.
I think you're 100% right because I'm not even really hearing the weasel word defense. It's like you know what? Here's what you need to do is you need to have the jury just decide on what the payout is. This is a civil trial. This is not a criminal
civil trial.
And in a civil trial, jury could say, "Cool story, bros. I know you asked for a full steak. We feel like you were mostly right. We award you the steak." But it's only a 10-ounce sirloin, or it's like no more than 12 ounces or something.
Oh my God, dude, I'm gonna send you a picture.
Yeah.
Then people will realize what it is because I'm sure it'll be revealed in a little bit. But the picture that I sent you earlier today is not available.
Oh,
but
wait, hold. What if the jury says you get the steak, but it has to be medium well?
No. But this is one that is available.
Oh my God. Yes. Okay, that's the one, right?
Yeah. Also, we're out of options and time, so
that's the one. That's the one. That's
yeah.
the best. That's the best one. I'm so excited. Oh, it's so good. Oh. So Netflix is always kind of pushy with what they want you to watch, and sometimes they're so pushy with it that you, like, out of spite, refuse to look at it.
Yes.
I finally watched that long form improv comedy special, Middleditch and Schwartz, I think it is.
Yeah, the fucked up thing about that.
But wait,
Brian?
I still have 15 minutes left to watch. What?
Yeah, you know what the fucking craziest thing about that whole special is? Like nothing's written down. Like everything.
I wish they made that clear. I wish they let me know.
You'd think that it would be, but nothing, man. That's like what's going on in these guys' heads? Like, where do they even get it?
They've those bits of business. Every brief bit of mimicry and mimery. First time they've done any of that.
I don't know why. I felt like my latent hatred for improv comedy had kind of been put to bed as we became better friends with Ice Cream Social, and I've really, really enjoyed. I enjoy them. They're warm. I like hanging out with them. I like talking to them. I think they're fucking great at what they do. But I have this latent hatred for improv comedy because for various reasons that we don't need to get into. But for whatever reason, that special has brought all of it back. Like I just, every snarky thing that I would say in my early 20s about improv comedy, like I can't help but hold back. I can't hold it back, like when discussing that special. And I have no reason to. I like Thomas Middleditch. I don't know the other guy, but he seems like a nice enough guy. Some people seem to really fucking love it. And yet, I don't know. I can't control the inner asshole when it comes to that.
I cannot wait to go back and finish watching the last 16 minutes. And I, alone in a room by myself, was laughing to the point of crying. I was very tickled by it. Enjoyed it immensely.
All right. Well, that's, I don't know. I got to.
Oh, he was Joe Ralphio from Parks and Rec. That's where I recognize him. That's right.
All right. So you liked it. You thought it was really
I thought it was very, very, very funny. And yes, the lady did not actually turn into a tiger. The mentalist did not actually have to guess whether your grandmother's name was Gertrude. And indeed, my guess is that is not the first time they've met on stage and had bits that were familiar to them. Still very, very funny. Did not mind.
Is that a thing on the show?
What that? I'm just saying, like,
do they do a mentalism bit or
no,
whatever?
No. I'm saying like no, it's not real. It's
Oh, no. My issue with improv in general was because I hated the fucking multi-level marketing system that existed to train improv people.
Oh, yes.
I then
that is the closest thing to Scientology besides Scientology is improv workshops.
I then doubly resented the fact that everybody who went through it then had to have this very arrogant defense of it that because they had already been in. It's like once you're in for $4,000 when you've never made $4,000 in your entire life because you're 22 and you're living in New York, like there's no way you can't have a sense of humor about it. You
got it.
Like, and so now everybody that was involved in that all had to have this like religious reverence for improv when like even at that point, like sure, like there are people for whom don't miss, like that are like bad at a high enough percentage that it's always at least, you know, you're gonna feel good walking out of the theater funny. But at that point, I had seen, you know, because you go to so many shitty comedy shows if you're trying to do comedy, like I had seen so much shitty improv. I was like, how about you fuckers just actually write something like adults and fucking, you know, perform it and rehearse it instead of just pretending that like, oh, if I cook this bacon without pants, it's so much more impressive, even if it's undercooked.
Man, this is interesting to me because I can't tell what part you hate.
The people. I don't hate the art. I hated the people, and then I projected my my hatred onto the art. And I would denigrate the art because I didn't like the people that were doing it. And this was almost assuredly just as much a part of my own insecurity that I was not as good as I wanted to be. And so I would project that. But that is my improv hatred in a nutshell. But that was very time and place specific.
I'm with you on all of that. Now let's flash to this moment and you watching this special and rediscovering all that hate when these two.
Oh, I haven't watched it.
Oh, got it. Okay, got it. Just knowing that they're pushing. Hey, you want to live a little dangerously? You want to try something crazy? Try clicking on that old Opal link. See if you're able to get on here.
Oh,
That'd be real curious whether everything gets fixed. Hopefully, we'll hear some weird echoey stuff shortly.
Yeah, not loading.
Oh, okay. Ba-dum-bum. So the Bryce is in the chat, bringing up some other links. Let me see.
No, I think he's sending the save.
Oh, the same one. He's showing up late. Okay.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh no, we've already talked about it.
Look, the jury's in deliberations. We will figure out exactly what the settlement amount is for.
No, I don't know if I've ever talked to Paul and Matt about this, but I do suspect because they're good people, they would understand and could probably give good insight from the other side of it of what that cult mentality of like, and I can understand, look, if I sunk that amount of money into classes, like I would be probably defensive about it too. I would be buying into the larger artistic thing too.
I think it's the magic trick thing. First of all, yeah, I think that if you spend enough money on the process and you're also buying into, you know, you've reached improvisational Thetan 3 and now, you know, but at level 4 you get the real secrets of yes ending. And there's probably anyone who's like just like a hypnotist has to constantly be dealing with the fact that it's like, yeah, I think hypnotism is a bunch of bullshit. I think it's not real. And so some hypnotists or, you know, mentalists or whatever just are overly defensive. You'd be like, they suddenly become, was it Dr. D? they all of a sudden they all start slapping John Stossel. Whereas folks who are really at the top of their game kind of don't give a fuck, because like you listen to Jeff B. Davis, he'll be all like he'll mockingly say like when we do Who's Live, it's the weirdest thing, we've never sung any songs anything like that tune before, and it just happens to new songs every single time with no rhyming words that we can reliably go back to ever. I mean, it's like if you're talented enough, you don't have to hide behind the veneer of no, it's real. And I think that I don't know. I think you're right. I think your agony is directly proportional to how cool or not cool the people are.
Well, yeah, it was a hatred of a culture. By the way, Opal's back, so mute Skype so I don't have to hear myself back.
Yeah. All right. So
yeah, no, I think that's it is 100% my snide commentary on improv. 100% stems from personal experiences I had with people in New York City circa 2005 through 2007. It was like a 2-year period in which I grew I had many chips on on both of my shoulders at that point in my life, but certainly that was one of the more inside baseball ones.
So quick tech update. We have dropped 0 frames and 0 flames.
0 flames, baby. And now Opal's back. Look at that.
Hey.
Look at that. Started out a little dicey, and now we're rocking and rolling.
Man, everybody who I can imagine somebody pitching the happy hour, and it's like, hey, you should listen to Happy Hour. It's really good. You'll have to get past the fact that every episode starts off with Brian angry for the first 5 minutes about something that was never shown on the show.
Yeah. But then, at least it's watchable, which is good. I think that's a huge step up.
Yeah. Well, so I'm at that moment where it's kind of sit or get off the pot on Hearthstone, because I'm dancing at the bottom of Diamond 4. So that technically makes it just 12 games away from hitting that ringing that legend bell.
I'll tell you what, Face Hunter has done a body good. I am at 3 2-stars. So
oh wow, you're real close. Are you at the point where you're stopping playing on the mobile and you're only giving it full attention? You're still mobiling it up?
I've made the commitment that if I make legend, it will be a mobile legend. I'm going to be a mobile legend player. I don't want to fuck around with the computer. I don't want to fuck around with a deck tracker. I don't want to fuck around with auto assist. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen the way that
auto assist a thing.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck
like,
happens on a computer.
What's the point of that? Well, Face Hunter is a pretty good deck to play that way with, because there's really only one move you have, and that's to keep hitting the face, and either it's your day or it's not.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's the little element, especially in like mirror matches or Demon Hunter matches, where you do have to make those like early trade or face decisions. But right now the meta is just really great for it, because like it does well against Druid, it does well against Rogue, it does well against Priest. And
I can't get anything done against those Paladins. I might as well just quit the moment a Paladin shows up.
The Paladin is that's a rough one. Like you really have to pop, like you got to pop that toxic reinforcements. You got to
I hit those twice in a row, and it was 6 rounds of hero power to the face and 2 rounds of getting all them leper gnomes. Dude kept wiping them and then kept doing that 8 heal and just sipping tea like Kermit the Frog. And I was just like, all right.
No, sometimes you just got to suck shit on that deck. But by and large, it's been the only deck that's gotten me any traction in Dad Legend. Like that is the only, like I tried every other deck that I was decent with. I even crossed the border into fucking Demon Hunter Town. And
I've not played Demon Hunter even once, and I refuse to. And in fact, I'll look up what deck I want to play based entirely on how good is it at defeating Demon Hunter. And I get mad because it says that the best Demon Hunter killing deck is Demon Hunter, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And so,
well, that's the good thing, is that the Demon Hunters have slowly morphed slower. Like, so the super aggro Demon Hunter's kind of out, and there's like a more mid-rangey Demon Hunter that's become more popular.
Yeah,
which is great because Face Hunter can run faster than it. So like, that's everything but that Paladin it does well against. So I feel like if you just fucking put in the time and on Face Hunter, I mean, it might be the time. The time might be now because the meta might shift before the end of the month.
They just had that nerf just the other day, and it minorly affected the face hunter because I assume we both have that one card that draw a beast. It used to be +3/+3. Now it's draw a beast. Give it +2/+2.
To be honest, it actually makes it better because that porcupine fucker now is more likely to die, which means you can more reliably use it as a board clear / you could do damage to the face with it.
What porcupine do you? Because I only have 2 beasts in there. I have the dude that the pterodactyl dude. We should really know the names of the cards.
Yeah,
maybe.
No,
but
this is why we don't do a Hearthstone podcast.
But this is actually probably better for non-Hearthstone people. I have the pterodactyl dude that draws your secret when you use your hero power. I have 2 of those, and then I have 2 of just the warthog dude.
No, okay, so I don't have any of the warthogs. Instead, I've got the porcupine guy that his attack does 1 damage randomly to all enemies.
This is so fun.
Right? And then I have Cougar Town, and that's a cougar who takes the death rattle of any minion, but it has rush. So either you can catch the leper fucker or that 2/1 that does 3 damage.
Yeah.
Fucking the lamp from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
I
want pro level Hearthstoners to just get mad listening.
Just come here. This is who's close to legend now, fuckers. The new ladder's broken.
Can you imagine how mad they'd be if they hadn't made legend yet? Like people would take it very seriously. Oh God, that's great.
But yeah, so that does it just gives you more damage to the face while clearing the board.
Yep.
And also the porcupine guy, when that gets buffed, if you can if that dies, now they have to calculate the damage that's done to the hero plus the damage that's done to the rest of the board. I'll send you the deck code for it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, please. As a matter of fact, I'm ready to kind of swap it up. It's feeling a little bit stale where I'm at right now. But yeah, usually it's get yourself literally anything to play on turn 1. That's the real thing about face is, man, if you don't have something to play and you're going first, you're kind of like already fucked.
No, you pretty much know by turn 6, like whether or not the game's over.
Yeah, but I mean, like you get that bad draw, you know by turn 2 where it's like, oh, I'm never getting over on this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. The deck that I'm running, you pretty much always have a thing to do, even if it's just emptying your spells at his face or whatever. Like, there's always like, as soon as you can get to hero power, you're at least you're doing something.
Yeah.
You know, the big key is just not running into, like, not overly trading early, like being like, those are the hardest decisions are early on, whether or not you are trading like at the right time.
And that is the tempting thing, is like it's so tempting and sometimes the right decision to just play a little bit of control, but then all of a sudden you're getting involved in a dumb chess match when you forget. It's like, no, I'm here for your face.
Yeah, I mean, the key is with that deck is you want to do enough control early that you have board dominance, and now the rest of the control you're doing is them hitting your shit, is them cleaning up your poop that you've left on the board, all of which does damage to their face.
So somebody in the chat says, I like to trade until I have all 4 real
You son of a bitch. That's a different game. Wait, what are the railroads in Miss Monopoly? Somebody find that out. What are they like, are they high speed rails? Are they,
you know what? We reacted to, number one, called it on that carefully edited ending. so before they get to apparently, I don't know if we've already talked about this.
We have not. No. What is the actual ending?
The actual ending is we've set up a fund. We're giving away tens of thousands of scholarships for girls in STEM and blah 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 blah.
But is it Parker Brothers like writ large, or is it just Miss Monopoly?
Well, I'm sure that part I don't know. I assume it's tied directly to Miss Monopoly.
Gotcha.
But also,
Okay.
what makes them? They probably explain what is the Ms. part of Ms. Monopoly, like whether it's just pink or the utilities or hair salons or whatever sexist thing you could think of.
I mean, it's the word. Like, I don't give a fuck if the end of it is like every woman gets $1 million. Fucking look in your wallets, ladies. Like, that's dumb. It's dumb to fucking to make a game called Miss Monopoly is fucking awful. And number two, like to put it in that context is like, get the fuck out of here.
There is no way that that this is true, but I've heard multiple people saying some version of like girl players make more money or something. I cannot believe that.
No. When they pass go, they get $185.
We saw that La Brea tar pit last time. I was gonna cruise right on by. I'm gonna who's a pterodactyl? I'm just gonna ride these thermals and not land here.
Shit. Wait, so do we know what are the railroads in Miss Monopoly? Somebody find that out in the chat room, because we need to know. Maybe they are just railroads still. Do women like railroads or do they not? We're going to find out according to Miss Monopoly.
I guess. All right, let's find out. I'm actually going to let's see.
They are rideshare spots. Is that for real?
Monopoly different. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh my God. In the new game of Monopoly, women make more than men. All right. Why? Okay. The twist in Ms. Monopoly, female players will get more money.
At the start of the game, 1,900 to the ladies, 1,500 to the guys. A stunning rebuke to the non-binary community.
But also it's like, doesn't that just totally deny agency?
It's Miss Monopoly, bro. Fucking just go with it. Female players get $240 when passing go, and men get $200. In addition, the game differs from regular Monopoly in that the properties are replaced by inventions that women created or contributed to, including Wi-Fi, Spanx, and chocolate chip cookies.
That part is fine. That I like, shine a spotlight on women being successful and billionaires and all that stuff. That's rad. And the more awareness of that my children have, the better. But the implicit message of also, we're going to give you a little bit of help and make the game easier for you because you're a girl is shocking to me. It is. That has to be the decision of a billion focus groups for them to somehow know that this will spark the right amount of outrage, but will spark this number of sales. Or it is. I'm just gobsmacked. That's so crazy.
Apparently, the railroads are rideshare spots.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, yeah, man, that's the way Miss Monopoly rolls. Get out of here, you stinky boys. You don't get the money the way these ladies do. All the single ladies, raise your hands, get some money.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. That's right. The game that was the inspiration for Monopoly was invented by a woman who was a communist who wanted to teach the evils of capitalism. And the point was how you drive everyone out and they all become destitute and bankrupt except for one person. And she thought that was a pretty good lesson of why you shouldn't engage in capitalism. The world had other thoughts. The world had one thought, which is rad. That sounds fun.
This is like, oh my God, this is so much fucking fun. You mean capitalism is this, but with real money? Holy shit, this is awesome. fuck you, neighbor. I want your money.
There is we pulled out. There was this game in the late '90s called Cash Flow. It's designed to sort of teach you. It's one of those games where, like, secretly you're learning how to maintain a balance sheet and budget and month over month monthly revenues and all that stuff. But it got a clever design where it's like you start off in a rat race, just a circle, kind of Monopoly-esque, but it's kind of small. And you draw a card. You're either a doctor, a lawyer, a cop, a engineer, a janitor, whatever. And it says, here's your monthly expenses. Here's your debts you owe. Here's how much you got to pay. And then as you go around, you get multiple paychecks or whatever. And so every time you hit a payday, you get your salary. And you can spend your salary to pay down your debts, which kind of gives you a few more bucks at the end of the month because you're not paying off that credit card still. Or you could spend your accrued money on opportunities, like there's some real estate ones, or some of them are good business opportunities. Some are bad, like your friend needs money and is willing to part with his gold Krugerrands. He swears they're worth this amount of money.
Yeah.
And then what's amazing is there is a card later where if you're very, very lucky, they will pay off, but it's largely a bad investment. But there's one card that just says, like, your sister-in-law needs money and she swears she'll pay you back double. And there's no card in the game that ever
that ever pays you back. Fucking sister-in-law. God damn it.
But the cool thing is like, once the point is you sometimes, depending on what square you land, you either get to spend money on opportunities that make you more money in the future, or have to spend money on what they call doodads. And there's one card in the game that is the worst card in the game, and it's a massive setback. And it just says, "You bought a boat." And so,
Oh no!
And then there are people who start playing, and they're all like, "Oh, I won! I got the boat!" And everyone else is like, "Ugh," about that.
Yeah, fucking boats. The lesson always with a boat in general: rent the boat.
Yeah,
You can rent on a fucking awesome boat for as long as you like. And
you know what's great about renting a boat? They're always less than 2 years old. They're always a little thing I like to call seaworthy. They're always maintained. They're always clean. And at the end of the day, all the crappy work that you don't want to do, somebody else does.
yeah. The only people that if you're retired and every day you go out fishing, that's the only time I can imagine a boat.
Or if you have a lake house, or you don't want to. If you live in a place where you just walk down to a dock, get yourself a boat. Go nuts.
Yeah.
But if you're getting in a car, if you're towing the boat and doing the thing where you're going to put the boat in, and then you have to trust your teenage son to either drive the car or pull the boat back,
Guide the boat. Yeah. No, it's always a bad idea. Of course, I mean, a lot of people own boats in Florida because there is a fair amount of like lake access, or there are businesses where you can like store your boat, or you pay somebody with lake access to keep their boat there, keep your boat there. But in general, it always is just way cheaper to
Dude, this is
just
awesome.
rent it.
That's pretty cool. Are you able to just keep talking on a call on another instance because the call dropped? That was nice.
Yeah, look at that.
I should probably disable the bing bong sounds on this particular thing. Yeah, it says straight up, I have no internet connection right now. That's cool. But here we are talking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're on Opal. So I'm frozen because, I'm still not connected to you on Skype.
Yep.
But yet we're rocking and rolling. Look at this.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what I like to call fail safe, baby.
Yeah. Well, which was why I was pretty bummed when it was ideal. Like I said yesterday, like I'm looking forward to that moment of bad weather on Spectrum and being smug and happy that we have everything working on this sideways setup. And today was almost that day, except for the parachute was an opening.
But fuck yeah. Oh, dude, this is awesome. So have we thought about putting the Skype on the other one? Or
I don't. I would prefer not to, because every it's all currency, and I want to spend 100% of our currency on only two things: perfect
Upload,
communication and perfect distribution. And a luxury would be if, for example, in this moment, look, people are watching on video. It looks a little bit funny that your lips are moving. But I don't want to give up even an inch of those other two things for Skype on there.
for video of the guests.
Yeah.
Or the co-host.
Yeah. Which and if we need it, like for example, right now, if this was a high pressure gig and we were seeing stormy spectrum, then I would just plug it into the AT&T tethering on there, so it'd be another one.
Yeah. Well, hey, people can hear me, so that's something.
Yeah. So far, we've dropped 154 frames.
Fuck, dude. Yeah. I mean, so this is a WISP coming from local.
Yeah. They said they were local, although the IP addresses I'm seeing I'll go into a different state. So I don't know if that's just how they route everything through. There you go. Okay. What's funny is you're on another NDI now. You have two instances, so it's still showing frozen face Justin on there. Let me see if I can do this live and add another input.
Just mute the mic too.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. So if I do another NDI and I can grab local desktop. Nah, I'm not seeing it. Yep, I think you're gonna be frozen face for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, whatever. All right, I'll get off Skype.
Man, we covered it all. We covered Tech Talk, Rage at Improv, Ms. Monopoly, boats.
Boats. Oh man,
when's the last time you were in a boat of any variety?
Oh crap.
You might have taken a ferry thing.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, probably the last time I did was a ferry from Oakland to SF, which we did once. That was fun. You went on the ferry.
Yeah.
That would probably be the last one. The last time that I was out like for fun on a boat was probably in Florida. There were, a couple of my friends, their parents have boats because they're Florida men, and so you go out on the boat, jump in, throw each other in, have a couple drinks, good times.
Yeah, everybody who's mad at other people for, is there anybody who's seeing people having a good time on a boat who's not angry at them for being out in a boat having fun on a lake somewhere? Or is it is being out in public the new smoking for the foreseeable future, or until what time? When can people be on a boat?
You're talking about now.
Yeah,
now people are upset.
Not be shamed. Yeah.
I mean, it depends on who's out. I mean, a boat, we're not talking about yachts here, right?
No, we're talking about ski boat. Family, ski boat, clearly.
Yeah, if it's a family, the family's in the house, and now they're on a boat, and they're distanced from everybody. So I guess some people might be mad at anybody leaving their house, right?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that would necessarily be the case going forward from here. I mean, colleges were announced. NYU announced that they're going to expect students back in the fall. I would suspect that
somebody was pointing out that there was that paddleboarder that got arrested. The police boat came out. The dude just alone on the ocean on a paddleboard. Cop boat loops around him, makes waves to cause him to fall off his paddle. And then they arrest him. And then meanwhile, the videotape iPhone, they're cheering for that. And I'm just like, that's weird.
I have not seen that one. That seems, I mean, I in general kind of have a little bit of an issue with the outdoor policing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess technically if you're all right, here's a house party, of fucking 150 people that was gonna get a call to the cops anyway for noise, but now it's noise plus noise plus, you know, that they're gathering when they shouldn't. Like, all right, I guess, but the outdoor stuff I don't really get.
Yeah. So there's a dude just out there paddleboarding, and the coppers bust him in the act of having a good time on the water.
Too much, dude.
And these guys are loving the fact that, oh, these cops are taking the video. Wow.
Pursuit.
That's crazy.
Where's he going, dude? He's gonna commit suicide. He's just.
Yeah, there you go.
Throw the tacks down. Pop the tires.
Okay.
That's not a good look. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thing with that is that's Malibu, right?
Yeah.
So very, very famous beach, very, very populous beach. You know, I guess they're trying to send a message that like this is not allowed or whatever. It ain't my cup of tea. I'll tell you that. I don't get it. I'm waiting for everybody to apologize to the city of Jacksonville because the city of Jacksonville opened up their beach and everybody was like, fucking Florida, gonna ruin it for everybody.
Oh, sorry. Now I'm trying to call you to see if the new. Nope, it's still crazy cookie face. Oh, maybe if I hit refresh. Nope, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for the apology to come into Jacksonville. Poor fucking. I don't even like Jacksonville. This is what happened. This is how much my defend Florida man at all costs situation I am is I'm like fucking somebody apologized to Jacksonville for making fun of them for opening up the beach, and now everybody else has opened up their beach, and there's no gigantic measurable uptick in the deaths.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, is because like nobody's ever going to be proven right. Like everything is being tried in so many different directions in once that all sides years later are going to be all like, like we did it because we were so smart to do our thing. And however good the economy is, the other side will say that it was either not good enough or perfectly good. And then however many deaths there were, the other side will say, that's blood on your hands, you're terrible.
Yeah, I mean, Wolfclan99 says, give it 6 weeks. I did. From the time that Jacksonville opened up their beaches, it's been 6 weeks. Like, so should we give it 6 more weeks? Should we give it 6 weeks after that? Like, you know, all they did was open up the beaches so people could walk on them. They didn't even leave it up for people to like throw down a blanket and party, right? Like there are places like that. Now I saw a viral video about that in Texas outside of Houston where there was like some big beach party weekend where people are out there getting faced and everything. But like the Jacksonville thing was literally just letting people walk 6 feet away from each other on the beach. And it turned into a big crazy thing.
That's so insane. All right. Well, man, I guess we're close enough up on the hour, and the internet just shit the bed again. So I guess we'll wrap it up and call this a mostly successful death-defying shenanigan. I suppose what it should be tomorrow is, number one, the internet weather in Spectrum Land is never what it is at 11 a.m. at 4 p.m., right? So that's the first thing is take the temperature late in the day. And then second of all, you know, and if it's looking stormy, then I'll just throw on that tethering. But man, an hour of Skype, I mean, that's a couple of gigabytes of data just for that video.
I mean, I know that you don't want to try it. I would be curious to see if the only other thing that would be added on that WISP connection was Skype. Depending on what your uploads and downloads are, it shouldn't materially affect it. But that would have effectively mean that, like, you know, now Spectrum is there for all other things on the property, and this is literally just dedicated to all things production.
Yeah. Well, when we did that on the tethering, yeah. Let's have just one episode that goes right, and then we could start talking about all the bells and whistles. Let's just get one in the bank.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that I was able to demonstrate my ventriloquism act for everybody.
And your improv skills. All right, look, love everybody. Thank you for everybody who showed up. Everybody enjoy playing Ms. Monopoly. I mean, at least Ms. Pac-Man was better than the original. That's killing me. All right.